Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. I think the game of the year so far. The Bills beat the Chiefs 24-20. All-time Mahomes is 3-2 against Josh Allen, although most of those wins came when Josh Allen was not who he is now, which was in 2020. This game was spectacular. I felt like it was just a back and forth between two great quarterbacks making big-time plays. You saw the Mahomes touchdown to Juju where he broke a couple tackles. Before the first half, the Bills had this 90-yard touchdown drive that ended with a Gabe Davis touchdown. We know he gets like that. I mean, his release off the line is second to none. One of the best deep threats in the game right now. Beat
He's
Joshua
averaging
Williams.
like 25 a catch. It's insane.
And even with that touchdown, Casey drove right back and kicked the field goal. Harrison Butker 62-yarder before the first half.
So easy for them.
But what I really want to touch on was just the final moments of the game. Game-winning touchdown to Dawson Knox. So impossible throw for any quarterback not named Mahomes, Allen, maybe even Rodgers, where Allen just fitted between two defenders. He threw Dawson Knox open. One defender was in front of him. He tried to tip it, and we saw there was a defender in the back of Dawson Knox, and Dawson Knox just caught it. And then the interception from Teron Johnson to seal the game. Now, to me, this game showed exactly why the Bills went and got Von Miller. Because in all those key moments in the fourth quarter, the guy who was making those big-time plays, who was in Patrick Mahomes' face, was Von Miller. And one can make the argument that if you had Von Miller with 13 seconds left in the playoffs, he would have made the play that wouldn't have given Mahomes enough time to even get it to Tyreek Hill for them to go on and win the game. This was a phenomenal one. But I just come away thinking about this game. A question of mine is, when is it time to say Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL?
It's not time yet.
Why? Why?
Playoffs. He's got to do it.
It matters. And it matters because Mahomes has got everything Allen wants. The Super Bowl MVP, the MVP, the wins over him in the playoffs. So it's like to say Allen has surpassed Mahomes because of a regular season game. I don't think you could put that yet. As much as Allen has been playing, he's been amazing. Mahomes has been amazing. But like you said, Von Miller was great in the fourth quarter. We need to start talking about Stephon Diggs as being arguably the best receiver in the league. He's been absolutely amazing from start to finish. He's been incredible for them. The defense, the depth they have on that defense in that secondary has been great. The rookie, I don't know how to say his name. Elam, he's been great. Teron Johnson making that interception. But to say Allen over Mahomes, I think it's still, like you said, it's not yet.
I don't think it's crazy. Mahomes versus Allen in their last three matchups. Allen is 2-1. Allen has thrown for 324 yards per game, 66% completion percentage, 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Mahomes, 329 yards, so he has more yards, 66 completion percentage, they're the same, 7 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. And this season, Josh Allen leads all quarterbacks in yards, total touchdowns, is above Mahomes in passer rating, yards per attempt, QBR.
MVP.
And Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes has been better head-to-head, was better in the playoffs when they faced off against each other too, and is better this season. The only thing I agree, the only thing holding him back is that Super Bowl ring, but I think he gets it this year.
And they win the playoffs.
Yeah, I think he gets it this year. I think
That's fine.
Bills are going to get it.
That's fine, but I don't think you could say it in week 6. Like in February when the Super Bowl happened, then we could have that conversation. First of all, I think this type of game is exactly what the NFL wanted, even though it wasn't the type of scoring we saw in the champion or not, the round 2 last year. Yeah. This is the type of game they want with 2 high-level quarterbacks, 2 teams that could score at any moment, a high-level defensive player like Von Miller, Chris Jones on the other side. Like these are the 2 babies for the NFL. These are the 2 teams they want to prop up with these quarterbacks, with these play calling, with the explosiveness on both teams. I came away from this game thinking this doesn't change anything if you think Josh Allen's the best quarterback, and doesn't change anything if you think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback.
There's a brand new fantasy app. It's called Boom Fantasy. You got over-unders, player props. You got matchups. This player versus that player. That's personally my favorite. And long shots. You can win 40 times your money. And if I'm not mistaken, Joel, NBA is coming soon.
Yes, sir. NBA will be in the app in the next 10 days or so. Wow. I believe opening night is October 19th, so we'll have stuff up a few days beforehand. That's going to be fun because we have it every night. You don't have to wait till Monday, Thursday.
Did you get your code? For the League Pass?
I did get my code for the League Pass.
I got my code too.
Yep, that's amazing.
That's from 2K, right?
Yes.
That's tough.
Amazing.
That's fire.
So if you guys haven't already, download the Boom Fantasy app right now. Link is in our description or in the caption, wherever you're watching.
I have the argument that Patrick Mahomes The separator right now is the playoffs and it's a Super Bowl win. But your argument saying Josh Allen is better is, well, head-to-head, statistically, Josh Allen is better.
Just as a player, though, when you look at Mahomes and Josh Allen strictly as players, who pops out more on the screen?
It's 1A, 1B,
to
bro.
me, it's Josh Allen.
I don't think you could say either pops off more. They're the two best quarterbacks in the NFL
Josh
right now.
Allen, the past 2 years, has looked like he has a stronger arm. He's the far better runner.
He's the better runner
than
yes.
Mahomes.
But Mahomes could do it.
Neck.
Mahomes could do it too. They just don't ask him to do it.
Josh Allen decision making.
They just don't ask Mahomes to do it, to run like Josh. He can't. First of all, I know he can't, but he has the athleticism and the speed. We saw in the AFC championship and round 2 last year. But Allen also puts himself in harm's way doing that too.
Did you see the Allen leap?
He's a freak. I think we had this conversation, probably not, but last year, we remember the playoff game. In the regular season, the Bills won 38-20 over the Chiefs. That was the worst loss of Patrick Mahomes' career at home. No one remembers that. No one remembers Josh Allen had 400 total yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Everyone just remembers in the AFC divisional game, round 2, finally got that right, Patrick Mahomes went down with 13 seconds, got the field goal.
Even in the playoffs before that.
Yeah, but last year's was the game, like a game of the century almost. People remember the playoff game, 13 seconds left, then go into overtime, how easy everything looked. So I think that's still going to be the takeaway when these teams inevitably see each other again in the playoffs. If Patrick Mahomes beats him again, it's not a conversation. Patrick Mahomes still has to have it. I know we have these arguments back and forth, and you pick and choose when you think quarterbacks are winning stat, when it's not a winning stat. So we'll leave that for another day. I think I said it after the playoff game last year. I think these are the 2 best quarterbacks I've seen in my lifetime. I think talent-wise, pure arm strength, athleticism, mobility, arm angles, off-platform. These are the 2 best quarterbacks I have ever seen play in the NFL, and we're grateful to have them for the next 10 to 15 years. But I don't think anything from this game takes away from what the overarching opinion is on people between Mahomes and Allen. I think the one thing that Josh Allen has closed the gap on, which everyone has talked about on Mahomes, is in the fourth quarter, in those close games, because we kind of all say how Mahomes has leverage over him in those tight games and when it really matters. But in the fourth quarter this season, Josh Allen has been better. Patrick Mahomes has completed 56% of his passes in the fourth quarter, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, a 55 passer rating. Josh Allen's completing 66% of his passes, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 115 passer rating. If you look at last year, too, it is almost identical as well. So I don't think we could keep having that debate between, in the fourth quarter, in these close games, I'm going to take Mahomes because he's proven it. He has done it in the playoffs up until this point, but I think Josh Allen has definitely closed that gap. For me, it's 1A, 1B. I don't think you could say one guy pops off way more than the other. Does Josh Allen make more highlight-level plays? Sure, but Tom Brady didn't make all these highlight-level plays, and he's the GOAT.
And
you know what I mean?
Many people for years said Rodgers was better.
Yeah, I know.
He just didn't have the supporting cast.
But at the end of the day, at the end of the careers, it's obvious what ends up happening.
I mean, look, I don't think it's a clearing. I don't think it's a Josh Allen's here, Mahomes is here. I think it's 1A, 1B. But Josh Allen in the last 3 matchups has outplayed Mahomes. Josh Allen in that playoff game in the divisional round was perfect. Was as perfect as you can be.
Was Mahomes not too?
But not as Josh Allen.
How?
We're going to crown.
He went down 13 seconds, got a field goal, and then won in overtime.
We're going to crown Patrick Mahomes because he threw a slant to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill took it the distance with 13 seconds left. Are we serious? Josh Allen had a historic game from Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis looked like Jerry Rice.
I think Josh is more dynamic.
Yes, he's a better dual threat for sure.
And I don't think this is probably gonna be like a Brady Payne thing for a long time.
It will. I mean, this is Brady Payne.
I don't think this is
but
Brady
it's more
and Rodgers.
flash. This is they're better. They're like just as talents.
They're better.
As talents,
they're
better.
They're the 2 best quarterbacks I think the NFL's ever seen.
They're better, but it's just last 3 matchups. Josh Allen 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Mahomes 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He lost a divisional round. But Josh Allen led a game-winning drive. But then
Mahomes had 2 game-winning drives.
He was as perfect as you can be in that game.
But you're making it sound like Mahomes wasn't perfect too.
Mahomes wasn't perfect.
Maybe perfect is perfect. You can't be more perfect than somebody else.
Maybe Mahomes was 9.8. Josh Allen was 10.
Okay, I'll take a 9.8 in a win than being a 10 in a loss.
9.8 in the W. You got to.
A coin flip, whatever you want to say. I get it.
Tyreek Hill took a slant to field goal.
13 seconds. He went down and got a field goal, an absolute must-case scenario. You cannot take that away from him. Tyreek Hill 13 seconds. There is no room for error. 13 seconds. He was a 10 out of 10.
And what happened? in the fourth when he had to be 10 out of 10. He threw an interception right to Teron Johnson.
Okay.
Josh Allen's not making that mistake.
In the regular season, they got smoked by 18 last year, and then the playoffs it didn't matter.
Well, this time around, the Bills will beat them in the playoffs. The
We'll
Bills,
see.
the Bills are the team.
This is a
they
big
are
win
the
for
best
them,
team
though,
in the
because
NFL.
if they have the advantage over them in terms of seeding and they get the number 1 seed, they could be at home
gotta be at
compared to being
Buffalo.
in KC. That changes things for sure.
I just really think
1991. MJ.
Patrick Mahomes in 2018 undisputed best quarterback, 2019 undisputed best quarterback, 2020 I think Aaron Rodgers MVP back to back 2020 and 2021. Although you can have Mahomes over
Mahomes
Rodgers.
won the Super Bowl.
When in 2020?
Yeah.
I maybe mixing my years up.
I think you're a year ahead.
Yeah.
I think you're
Did
a year ahead.
Mahomes? He was a full-time starter in 2019 or 2018.
2019.
18, I think. Because Mahomes won the Super Bowl COVID year, right? Yeah, it was right before COVID hit. Mahomes
It was
won the
right
Super Bowl.
before
That was
COVID,
2020.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2018, 2019, 2020. 2020 he won.
Yeah, because Rodgers had back-to-back MVPs, but Mahomes won the Super Bowl, and he went to Super Bowl.
Mahomes won in
lost it.
2019.
Yeah, facts. There's 2019 season.
So
he won it in
2020, 2021, Rodgers back-to-back MVP. I think him and Mahomes, you can make an argument. You give Rodgers,
I'm not gonna lie,
Mahomes,
Mahomes
cast.
is still better.
They,
Bro, had
they're
Devontae
the same.
Adams. Bro, had Aaron Jones.
Bro, he had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
I understand,
What
bro.
are we
I'm not.
talking about?
I know, but
Mahomes is still better.
yeah, Mahomes is better. He got
It's
the
kind of like when
MVPs,
LeBron
but
doesn't win MVP, but we know LeBron's still better.
But I don't really think there's this gap, though. There's not.
There's not. Oh, hell no.
Last year or 2 years ago, there wasn't this gap between Rodgers and Mahomes, and right now, there's not a gap between Allen and Mahomes.
I think
They're
the
neck and neck.
only gap is the fact that it's them two and then the rest
There's
of
a
the
gap.
quarterbacks.
There's
That's
a gap
where the
after
gap
them,
is.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Mahomes and Allen,
And then everybody else.
everybody else. There's no doubt, and that's why you look at the Bills, second in offense, first in defense right now, and this team's only getting better when Trey White comes back. When
Facts.
Trey White comes
Come
back, this
dangerously soon.
secondary will be much better. Kyrie Elam is getting a lot of reps. He's getting better. I mean, this team, I'd be shocked if they don't make it out the AFC and ultimately win the whole thing, because I don't see a real legit threat in the NFC that can beat the Bills.
Chiefs.
The Eagles have a complete team, but ultimately, when you got a guy like that at quarterback, it doesn't matter how good your defense is.
I don't
It
disagree.
really does not.
I don't.
It really does not. Josh Allen is that good. And I just feel like watching the last couple of matches between Mahomes and Allen, Josh Allen to me has come out as the guy who looks better. We talked about it last playoffs when the Chiefs beat them. I said I thought Josh Allen had the better game. Like Josh Allen
Well, I
was
think
better
this
to
one,
me.
Josh Allen definitely had the better game.
Yeah,
like,
and he
clearly.
won.
Yeah.
But you have I get it, bro. But you gotta close. Not that Josh Allen didn't
In the end,
close.
you gotta
It's
win
just
it all.
Mahomes closed.
Mahomes hasn't closed though.
do you
Cincinnati,
mean?
he lost.
I'm saying last year they beat the Bills.
But,
and
but then
closed.
the next game he didn't close versus the Bengals. He lost.
He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, bro.
And he went
Not
to
last
another.
year. 2019 he did.
Allen lost in the second round, so you can't.
So
really,
is the only quarterback that closed last year Stafford? Right? What the
And
fuck?
Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow.
But he lost in the Super
He
Bowl.
closed within the AFC.
He lost in the
That's what we're
Super
talking
Bowl.
about.
Aaron Donald sacked him to lose the game.
No, he could do about that.
Okay.
No, he could do about
You're
that.
unbelievable.
I'm just saying, man. Let's talk about Allen being QB1.
If you want to say he's QB1, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. Like, that's fine. Josh Allen is just as good as Mahomes, but in the playoffs, in that one situation, like, you have to be super, super nitpicky.
Nah, because
Mahomes
you're making it sound like Josh Allen is Jimmy Garoppolo and Patrick Mahomes
Christ.
is Aaron Rodgers.
Did I not say they're 1A, 1B? Did I not
I'm
say
playing
the two best quarterbacks in
Jesus,
NFL history?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Nah, because now when it matters to him, I see Dehls. Now
Josh
when
Mahomes.
it matters.
Those two, that's
Josh Mahomes. Josh Allen really clears, like Dan Marino, no chance. Like, all those old guys, bro, like, I don't know if we're going to have old heads in the comments. These two clear everybody.
Respect to them though.
Respect.
Different vibes.
Without a doubt. If it
paved
wasn't
the
for them, we wouldn't
They
be
paved the
here,
way,
but
respect. Pioneers, bro.
they're
Respect.
pioneers, but
I don't like when people disrespect the old heads.
I mean, come on.
Respect.
Let's be honest.
Different genetics.
Let's be honest.
They paved the way, bro.
Like, are these two, has anyone in NFL history been as good as these two quarterbacks?
Yes, Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning is not as good.
I
as
don't
these
think
guys.
so.
Damn, if it ain't Peyton, I can't
I
take
I don't think so.
If it ain't Peyton,
Mahomes
it can't
already
be
has a
nobody.
50 touchdown season. He has he's been starting for 4 years. He went to 2 Super Bowls, 2 AFC championships, MVP. He won those Super Bowl. Like,
Evolution, bro. It's always gonna. No.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I've said, is the best quarterback I've ever seen. Josh Allen is now creeping up there because he came onto the scene sort of late. You know, 2 year. Mahomes was right off the gate. He was
Gonna
good.
remind you of this every time you pick the offensive lineman over Josh Allen.
You know, Josh Allen said he pukes before every game.
I think like
Pukes?
4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said
pukes
that in the
before every
offseason.
game. Yeah, he throws up before every single game.
Gotta
It's
definitely
funny.
remind you of that.
His
legendary
breath
Bakhtiari.
must
moment.
stink in the huddle.
Oh
bro.
yeah, he. I don't think he brushes his teeth.
No
he just
way.
goes out there and just
No
plays.
way he brushed his teeth. He's nasty for that too.